Hey, there we go. Hello and welcome back to part two. This is hopefully with less exploding capacitors this time. So I'm Steve. Welcome to another Mac84 live stream where we are looking at a Macintosh Color Classic logic board, and I actually have an intact one here. We actually are repairing one, which I need to see myself. There we go. So we've removed the capacitors from this one here, and we'll be putting brand new capacitors on there in a second. And for those of you who didn't catch the last live stream, well, there were a lot of exploding capacitors. It was a little unnerving, to be honest with you. It was not exactly my favorite thing. Hey, Yannick, let's blow some stuff up. Let's not. I don't want to blow stuff up. Sorry. But here it is. Here's the big old Color Classic. I actually have two of these, and both of those boards need recapping. So, that's a heavy guy. So I'm gonna put this back down on the floor here. Oh boy. So, we took all the nasty old capacitors off of this board, and now hopefully will be the faster half of this is just gonna put those 9 brand new capacitors right back on them. Yes, they're very desirable. People love these little machines, so I don't blame you. If you have 2 Color Classics, does that make it a Color Classic 2? maybe a Color Classic duo or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, so we're going to be focusing on our board here. And what I will be doing is just getting everything sort of set up here. I found my good tweezers. Yay! Which is very good because having to hold capacitors and everything is not fun with those crummy tweezers. Speaking of capacitors, let's take a look at the old capacitors here. Look at these. These are just disgusting. These are what was pulled off of the board before. And you can see they have, it won't even come out. They have cap juice all over them. Look at that brown, disgusting juice. This was all over these caps. And you can even see into the side of that one there. They were popping off. They were exploding everywhere. And yeah, not fun at all. So these are exactly the reason why you want to get these out of your machine. Because, yeah, you don't want that on your irreplaceable motherboard there. So, good riddance to those. We're going to get rid of those there. And what we're going to do is, thankfully, let's adjust this here so you're seeing what I see here. What we're going to do is we're going to put new capacitors on the board here. So, thankfully, the pads aren't in too rough a shape. We're still going to clean them up and everything. But we have 3 here, which just need some new capacitors there. And they should all look nice and pretty when we're done. We're going to have some nice, pretty capacitors there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start preparing for this, and we'll see how far along we get. I do have to get up for work in the morning, so I can't be up here too late. But let's see what we could do. Now, the lighting here is not the best, so sometimes this microscope gets a little silly here, but yeah, not nearly as bad as what Bruce did. That machine was rough. So I'm gonna just see if we could get a little bit further down here. This arm is a little new; it's a little stiff, so it's hard to articulate it perfectly. But I think we could get down a little closer because I won't be using the hot air gun. I'll just be using the soldering iron here. So. Hope you guys could hear me okay. I'm sort of mumbling to myself, but okay, great. So, what we will be doing is cleaning these up, and yeah. You're getting a new motherboard. Nice, nice. Yes, I have a fine tip. I'm probably just going to leave the one I have on now. I do have my new tips here, but let's see if I could use the current one that we have now. And if we run into trouble, if we run into any trouble, then I could change that. So let's sure this is nice and hot. Yep. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is get all this disgusting solder off of this, because I'm sure this solder is all disgusting and in good need of replacement here. So I'm going to get my super wick here, and we're going to just get some of this old solder off of the board here. So it seems to be coming. Oh yeah, I can still smell the capacitors. But the old solder is still quite molten and fresh, I guess. And so it seems to be coming up pretty good. I'm just going to turn this little fan on. Get some of those fumes away from me. Yeah, so this is hopefully much more relaxing and less eventful than last time, because we don't have the potential for things to keep exploding on us. What I am going to do is use my little scalpel here and just make sure there's no gunk or dirt or anything that we need to get rid of. Looks like there's some gunk there. But that's okay. We are getting rid of it, so we have nice clean pads here for our brand new capacitors. Haha. Would you consider at some point listening to various tools? Well, actually, even better than that, my tools aren't fantastic. I will make a list, and I will put in the description of this video. But all of my tools I essentially got from Jay, and he's in the chat as the House of Moth, and Bruce, who just made a comment correcting what I'm doing. Yes, my flux is right here. I was just testing you. Exactly, that's exactly what I was doing. I was just testing you. I just wanted to see if that gunk would come off. But yes, so I have my new flux here. Caught with my pants down there. And okay, so we are going to be flexing this area here, which is awkward with this big plunger, and you're not going to be able to really see this, but we'll zoom in a second. Okay. I have got to get a better syringe for this. Brankus Yoda, yes. Use flux first, you must. Yes. Mm. Okay, so now we're going to add some new solder to that to agitate what is there. Well, this flux certainly smells different. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Yes, it smells different. Maybe that's good. Think different, smell different, eat different, lick different, poop different. Who knows? Alright, so let's now get all of our solder off of these pads. Oopsie. This is why I should have changed the pins, because the braid is getting very excited and sticking to that lovely new solder we put on there. Now let's not try and rip any pads off, please. Oh boy, this is terrible. We are stuck. More heat. All right. Well, we're at 400. Let's go to 450. And again, it might be this crummy tip. I mean, I have the brand new tips. I'm stupid for not putting it on before I turn the iron on. But if we're gonna have this trouble, I will gladly take a few minutes. And let's wait for that to heat up a little bit. Yeah, because this doesn't have the chiseled tip here, so. Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything in iWeb to really work at this point. Just seeing if I could get any of this to help curve it up. It just seems like the whole area is kind of stuck. You know what? Screw this tip. We are turning the iron off. We are going to let it cool down. Because why use the old stuff? Yes, that's what I'm doing. See, I used the force. I foresaw that. Because I don't want to screw this up. Now we get to choose our new tip here. So, let's see. We have our little carrying case here. And we have plenty of new tips to choose from. I'll probably go with the chiseled tip. There's actually a few of them. There's like a knife one. There's a slightly beveled edge there. Learning I am. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the tinning such a little thing of tinning for the soldering tips, but hopefully I should be okay with just the nice high quality leaded solder I have. This has a beveled edge. Let's maybe put that in the maybe pile. This one slightly does, but it's thinner. And this one's a little thicker. These are really beveled. The rest of these sort of are the same one. So as the other iron cools down, we'll do a showcase. How about that? So let's put all the tips up together, and we will let the masters decide what should look best for us. How about that? So we have to focus first. Okay, so the first one here, this is the largest beveled edge here. It's quite large, maybe too large for us. This one is not as pointed at the edge, but it does have a bevel there. This one is probably the sharpest, the one bottom left right now. It's probably the sharpest, but it does have a bit of an edge there, you see. You see as I turn it. And then this one here is again very thick. Actually, it's very similar to this one, but this one's a bit pointed more. I'm kind of going with this one here, the bottom left, because it is very thin and pointed, and I probably wouldn't have too much trouble with it. The first one, this one here, Bruce. So let's rearrange this. So bottom right. Okay, so this big one here for the wicking. Okay, unfortunately I cannot switch out tips, but this should be okay, I guess, for putting the capacitor's on, I assume. Even though it is a bit, flanked out there. I don't see that would be a problem. These pads aren't too small or anything like that. And again, if it's hot enough, I just need to sort of braise the side of it. So it looks like this one may be our winner. Let's put all of these back in the little case here. And, I could actually just use a pair of pliers here to help remove the tip, even if it's hot. I'm not going to be touching it, obviously. Okay, so excuse me. Woo! Well, that's probably not good. That's probably not good. This white stuff came out of the iron. These little white flakes that look like it was from the middle there. This little... Is that part of the heating element? Because that's probably not good. That's probably not good. Great. Great. Great, great, great. That's probably very, very bad. Not good. Needs to cool down. Okay, well, let's... Yeah, I'm not going to touch it now. I'll just let it cool down. I mean, I wonder why it would come out with cracks like that. Good thing your iron came with a spare. It did? Because I'm looking at what I got here, and all my iron came with was this thingy. This plastic thing and this metal thing. I mean, I still have the box for it. Maybe it's I guess that's unusable now with a heating element like that. That's not good. That is not good. Maybe that would explain why I wasn't getting so much heat to the end of the iron as I wanted to. Thankfully, the iron part is exchangeable, I guess. Let me get the box. It's right over here. Let me get the box for this. See if... Yeah. Of course you know how to use it. I always get the bad luck. So I have the box here. Hopefully this doesn't put an end to our adventures today. Otherwise that'll be very annoying. Well, here's the instructions manual. I don't think I got any extras in mine, Jay. Otherwise I probably would have noticed it. Nope. Maybe they cheaped out on mine, or maybe mine's a knockoff. Who knows? But I did not get any such extras in mine. I mean, does that mean we're sort of hosed for the day, or... There's only a little bit at the edge of it missing, but... Let's see if we could focus this at the edge here. Yeah, so that's what it looks like. It's like just a little tip has come out of it. Oh boy. Well, that's annoying. I mean, I've used this thing for what, a few weeks, and well, I guess it's a replaceable part, so I guess it's not all that bad, huh? We're off to a good start, aren't we? First we had capacitors exploding, now our iron's exploding. Alright, well, let's turn that back on. And let's hope, at least, that we can at least continue a little bit here. Huh? Oh, yeah, those clamshell G3s. They are not fun to open and maintain. Oh, the last time I opened one was over 15 years ago, and I don't think I'm going to do it again anytime soon. Ugh, not fun. Not fun at all. Okay, so we're going to bring this back into frame here, and you can see that our... I could broadcast, you can watch. I might get like PTSD doing that. That might that might scar me for life. Oh boy. Yeah, let's yeah, that is on there. Good. Well, let's see if just I guess I got to let's see if this oh, that worked much better. How about that? That was much better. All right, so let's get this wick cleaned up here, and let's continue. Okay. So thank you for being patient as we went through here. So let's clean up this. Oh wow, yeah, that makes a big difference there. These tips are working much better than my old one. I mean, holy moly. It's like actually working. Oop. Spoke too soon. Well, that looks much better. Yeah, so that's I call that a win. That's pretty good. So let me just it looks like there's some, yeah, there's some leftover flux either from the, I'd say maybe from the wick, because look at that. That's significant. I'd say, I guess that's from the wick, from just never seen that before. That is good though. That is very good. Very good. Okay, so we put our flux on it, then we put some new solder on it, then we took it all away. And now we could put on our new capacitors. Yay! So these are all 47 microfarad at 16 volts. So we will try and do this as delicately and nicely as we can. So let's get our capacitors on the board here. These are tantalum. These are hopefully going to last the rest of the time I will ever be using this computer. These are nice little tantalum capacitors. The only problem I have with some of them sometimes is the caps are exploding like nobody's business. Sometimes these will be okay. You see that sometimes it doesn't give you a lot of, well, I have this one in reverse, but just for example, I'm just showing that sometimes you don't have enough solder pads on the left and the right, but should be okay for this. So we're going to align these all correctly because the plus mark there is actually indicated with the stripe on these capacitors. So just try and get some more of this. It's a bit more gunk here than I'd like. Just try and get most of that away, because I want these to be nice and clean. They smell great too when they pop. Well, I thankfully have not had one go bad on me yet, so let's try and keep a positive attitude here. let's not have them go pop, please. That will not be good. Alright, so let me just get my tools situated here. Got my good pliers. I'm back at it again. I took a 2-hour break, and now we're just putting the new caps on, which this should hopefully be much easier. Hopefully. So let's flux first. Duh. I have my big thing of flux here. All's well until the Oreo goes to the camera. Yes. That's when we start to get a little silly. Yeah, I definitely need a new, a smaller syringe for this. Well, it just keeps coming out now, doesn't it? Well, that's okay. No, there is no syringe on it. It's just, let me check the pack it actually came in. I don't think it came with anything, to be honest. Let's see if I brought down the little package it was in. I don't think I did. No, I didn't see any. A green syringe. All right. Well, let me look. Let me take a look. It's upstairs. Let me see if it's if I left it there. Alright, well, I didn't see it there. I wonder if I brought down the package with me, and I just don't have it in front of me. Let's see. I hope I didn't accidentally toss it. Well, I guess we'll have to do without it. But, yeah. Squeaky floor sound. Yes. Well, I can't help that. You can help some things, but you can't help everything. Alright, so let's do our best. Or try at least. So. Yeah, so Jay just sent me a picture of what it's supposed to look like. Hopefully I didn't toss it out. I'll have to check back to the live stream where was it this past one? Or was it on... Well, I took it out and I was saying, hey, Flux. Yeah, Maybe I took it out of the package here. If not, it's upstairs somewhere, but we'll find it. Hey, David. Welcome back. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate it. Okay, so let's get our, let's move this a little bit. Let's get our capacitor right where we want it to be here. Yeah, sorry, this wire that it's on is sort of weird. Okay, I think that went on well. I'm just trying to make sure if I can make it any flatter. I think that's as good as I'm going to get. I don't think that looks bad at all. I just have to turn the whole board now because I sort of got all. You know what, let's leave it like this. This is much easier. I don't have that plastic in front of me, so let's adjust. All right, thank you, Jay. Okay. Let's get our next one in place here. Ah, okay, so the package is down here then. That's good. So if it is in there, then it should be down here. Good memory, thank you. Unless you just checked. Either way, good job. Just have to move some of these things that my arm is hitting. Okay. Use a turkey baster. That's what it felt like I was using. Put a little more solder on the end of that. Okay. Let's give it a little nudge. Good. I think that one's on good too. Perfect. Let's do this one here. And this will be a little tight squeeze here, but let's see if we could get this good here. We need some flux on the other side too. There we go. These aren't going to be perfectly straight, but I am reasonably trying here. This is where the very fine tip would have come in handy here, but I think that's okay. Thank you, Bruce. Take care. Have fun wherever you're going. We have a little bit of a tail in that solder there, but we can clean that up. Maybe. That's not too bad. Okay, so it looks like our first three are on the board here. Let's just give them all a bit of a tap. No, those look solid. Great. Okay, so now we're moving over to this side. So I'm just going to clean these a little bit. And then we'll put some... I'm trying to find out where the scope is here. There we go. Let's do the large ones first, then we'll come back. I don't know why I'm moving the board. I can move this thing too. Just not used to this yet. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, this, ugh, yeah, this you could need some cleaning here, cause, oh boy, yeah, I need to invest in an ultrasonic cleaner one of these days, because these boards, especially when those capacitors explode in such a dramatic fashion, could use some insurance to keep themselves clean and make sure everything is making good contact and there's no crud on the board and all that stuff. Yeah, I'd assume that those fuses are in general a normal occurrence. Okay, so we're gonna put more flux around this area, just so we could clean up some of these traces here. These pads, rather. I always say the wrong thing. You know, if it's going to keep coming out, that's fine. We'll just go to the next one then. Okay, so I think that's adequate for now. Okay, and let's move that back there. Okay, great. So let's introduce some new solder to these pads to just encourage them to come quietly when we clean them up. Okay, that's those ones there. Let's do the same to these over here. Beautiful. And there we go. Now here I think there's a part of a leg here, so let's try and get that out. Oh, no, nope, that's just solder. Okay. A good amount of it, but that's alright. And let's see. And here's the last one. We just want to... That's the one where the leg is there. Okay, well, we can get that off of there. Great. Yes, the Color Classic can take an Apple IIe card, which is really cool. I do have an Apple IIe card. I have not tried it on the Classic. I've tried it on one of my LCs. So that will be a fun thing to do one of these days. Alright, so let's get all this Does your solder iron still seem to... Yes, it seems to be working better, actually, because I put the new tip on there. Thank you for asking. Okay, so let's get all of this nasty... Well, not nasty, actually. It's clean solder now, but we are sucking it all up. It iron got a little cold, so it decided to stick. That's alright. Actually, it looks like it's stuck in a few places. I don't want to rip the pad or anything like that, so we are... I should have cut the braid so it wasn't as long. Of course, as soon as Charlie asked the question, things were not are not happy, but we can try and get ourselves out of this. Let's I'm actually going to cut the braid that we don't need there. I'm assuming it's maybe just getting a lot of heat there. It's okay. I would have jinxed us if it wasn't for you. There we go. That's okay. We're all good. We're all good. And let me just get these other areas while I'm in the groove of it. You see me do one, you see me do them all. It really is amazing how fast it does when you have the right tip and everything. Okay, actually it looks like, I'll show you, this area on the back here is just, ugh, this dark yucky stuff just poured out of there, so that's probably dust and grime and cap juice, and let's get all of that out of there. Yuck, we don't want any of that. No thank you. We want a nice clean board. With some nice clean capacitors and all that good stuff. So let's just get all of that off there. there. Okay, so we are doing better. Alright, so I'm about to put some capacitors on here, just make sure everything is squeaky clean. So we want to go through all this and then have to re-clean it again, you know? Exactly. Okay, cool. So, those capacitors over there are actually the 6.3 volt capacitors. So, there are 2 of those on the board, and these would be the 2 that I'm using here. Okay, so let's focus in that area then. Let me just do it this way, because that's the way I'm going to be looking at it here. No, those are 2. Let me move this over here. There we go. Much better. Okay, great. So I'm just going to smooth out this little bump here. Perfect. Okay, so let's put some flux where we are going to be putting, and I can actually do that throughout the board here, where we will be putting our new capacitors. Okay. Okay. Okay, good. So I think that should do the trick for us. Alright, and yeah, now we're going to put our new capacitors on the board here. So again, the plus symbol is for this stripe. So, oh, they're actually going in different directions here. That's going to be fun. Fun, fun, fun. And by fun, I mean it's not going to be fun, because, yeah, that's going to be annoying. But let's try and get the back end of this first. And then we'll try and get the other end there. That's the only problem with the tip that's this big, is just getting it into the areas you want without causing any other harm. Okay, that didn't go too bad. And let's do the other side here. There we go. Now this one's going to be a pain. I could tell, but let's try our best. So yeah, that's going to be really close. Alright, so what I think I'll do is I'll try and get this as far away as possible, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to try and sneak in there. I browned a little bit, but I don't think that's too bad. Let's see if those are... Yeah, so this one could go down a little bit. I think that's actually just going to stay where it is. know what? I don't care how it looks, as long as it works. It's not going to look as pretty as the others, but you know what? Okay, so on to the next two. Those are back to our 4716. So those are the next two we'll be getting out of our little tray here. Hope this isn't too boring for you all. Hopefully we'll be able to test this bad boy pretty soon. So, yeah, interesting. The flux, maybe I just didn't put it on there. I knew I was forgetting something. Okay, that should do. Oh, great. Well, you know, I didn't know how to do, well, I've been soldering for many years, but I didn't know how to do this type of stuff until I watched some great videos by Jay and Bruce and a bunch of others, because this stuff it can be very complicated. And, you know, it takes a very skillful hand and careful practice. I've highly recommend just getting like an old VCR or a PC board or something that's broken and just practicing on, because that's the only way you're gonna improve, is if you practice. Okay, so let's carefully place this one here. Okay, looks like that one's pretty neat. Looks like we could do the other one too, so let's do that. Nope, doesn't look like that one took really, so let's try it again. Might need a little more solder on my tip there. Oop. Okay, those look pretty good. It never hurts to watch, just because you never know what you're going to learn. And this one's actually a little lopsided. I'm not really happy how this went out, so I'm going to fix this. Yeah, I think that's better. A week ago I would have been like, it's fine, I'm not going to touch it again. Okay, where are we here? Here we go. Oh. Yeah, it's a little hard to put this around here because I had to move this microscope around, but there we go, that's a little better. Started watching this stuff about 4 months ago. A guy from New York doing MacBook repairs. Yeah, so it's always fun to just watch different repairs. Even, you know, I watch stuff for PCs and things like that every once in a while if I'm interested. Okay. But I've always been about fixing things, whether it's a computer or something else. There we go, those are nice. I've always been about fixing things, because, I don't know, I feel like if you can fix it, you're recycling, and you're saving money and all that good stuff. So, we got one more to go. Over here in the middle, it's a tiny one. It's a very, very teeny tiny one. But that should, hopefully, won't be too bad. Yeah, so here is where we're getting to the point where you could kind of mess up easily, because these tiny little caps, sometimes you can see there's barely any metal visible for the edge there, but we're gonna try. The flux, this is where the flux really helps. I think we got it there. Yes, we do. Perfect. That's very nice. This might be the cleanest board I've done yet. I'm jinxing myself because I have one more capacitor to go, but let's see. So we got this one here. Oh, here we go. Alright, so this will be our last capacitor on the board here. Rotate this around for me. It's always very important that I'm in a comfortable position. Otherwise, it doesn't matter how many times I've done this. If I'm not comfortable, I could easily screw up here. So this is going to be annoying because of that battery holder thing right there. But let's try and get this straight, and then I could always make adjustments. Okay, not the straightest one, but okay. And let's take this battery clip out just by lifting this up there. So to get this clip out, you just push down and out a little bit, and this comes right off. Not the whole thing, but just the top of that little holder, which maybe you weren't able to see there. Sorry about that. But yeah, I just removed the top of that big black thing there. Just so I could get my iron a little bit closer to where I want it to be. So that's a very tricky spot because we're right next to the memory modules and all that fun stuff. In fact, that's not 100% straight there. Let me just tidy this up real quick, and then we'll do the other one. That's a little better. Okay. And this should be the last one here, and that's alright, Greg. Eep! Thank you for your super chat. That's always nice. Very much appreciated, sir. I look forward to your iPod video. Sounds like fun. Everyone who's probably here is already subscribed to Greg's channel, but RuckK Mods is Greg's channel, and he has a great series on iPods. He just unboxed an eMac not long ago. Fun stuff. Always fun stuff going on there. I think we're about done. Yes, we are. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit, but I believe, let's go to the above camera. I believe we're all done with this. So I'm going to move this out of the way here. If anybody has any questions or anything you'd like to ask as I'm cleaning this up. And the next step will be putting this into the board, to the Macintosh Classic, and seeing if it boots up. Now, we may have a software problem because there's a software enabler on that Classic to enable it to use different boards, but we'll see what happens. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch. And this is no clean flux, so I don't really have to worry about cleaning up all of it, but I'd like to clean this up where I can. 512 gig, half a terabyte iPod. Wow. That's impressive. It's a lot of storage space. A lot of music. A lot of music. Oh, that's a lot of flux that came over there. Holy moly. Alright. Yeah, I'm just going to use the little edge of the screwdriver because when the flux cools, it's sort of like just this this stuff you could at least pick up fairly quickly. I'm just going to use a little tissue here. Ooh, a G4 Cube. Those are fun. Those are fun machines. Not so much because of the lack of expandability, but just the overall look of the machine is nice. Very aesthetically pleasing. Unmistakably Apple design. Okay, so yeah, we have some extra flux and what looks like stuff left over from those nasty capacitors. So I'm just trying to clean up some areas here that I could get to easily. And then I'll get some of the Q-tips back in here. Just because I just want to clean up as much of this as possible. Because I probably won't come back here and do a lot of cleaning if everything is working well. So okay, and you already have half of it filled. Wow, I don't think I ever filled up my 60 gigabyte iPod. I mean, I guess I could have, but okay. Just doing some light touch-up cleaning here, just getting the rest of some of this junk off. Yeah. So what are your guys' bets? Do you think this will work? Do you think we'll need additional work? Do you think this Mac Classic will fire right up with this board? We know that the monitor and the power supply works because we've tested it on another board. It'll work. Okay. I like that optimism, Greg. Thank you. I hope it does, because this is one of the, I think, the cleanest recapping jobs I have ever done. I mean, that's not saying a lot. I only just started, what, a month or so ago? But still. Cool. Just get some of that's just pooling there and just hard to get with anything. So. All right. Bruce did the 640 by 480 mod, so he could actually talk more about that. I know he had to step out, but he did a video on it. I hope you guys watched that, because his Mystic upgrade video is all about that. I have faith in your abilities. Yes, Steve, will work. I vote for it working. Yes, I do need a keyboard to turn it on, and I have one, which is great. So, all right. So I think we're ready to test this. So what I'm going to do is just clean off some of my desk here. Not all of it, just enough where I can fit the Color Classic. Although it's tiny, it's quite a big boy, considerable to. All right. So let's bring that up here. Let's go put this little battery plastic thing back on there. If we want to, maybe? Yeah. Okay, and, yeah, this, oh boy. Oh, that's a heavy one. It does have a handle, but, yeah. So I'll switch the camera in a second. Let me just, yes, his little feline friend was a nice addition to the video. Cat looked like he was very relaxed. Okay, there's a bit of crud on the front of this CRT here. I'm just wiping that down really quick. I mean, this machine has cosmetically seen better days, but it's not in that bad shape, I'd have to say. You know, there's obviously some dirt, some little scratches here and there. Okay, you know, there's a lot of dust around this machine, but we'll give this a complete clean down when time permits. But there's a lot of dirt and crap in here. Ugh. Yeah, in fact, I was playing around with the other one before. I think this was the one I left as an original. I think. I have to check. Well, anyway, it's time to put the board in, so let's change the camera around. And, yes, scrubby, scrubby. So, let's move all this stuff over. Let's throw out our used capacitors and wick and all that stuff. So here's the Color Classic. It's a beautiful design. I love this. It's the only color compact Mac of this size. We have a floppy drive here, volume up and down, brightness up and down. We have a little LED to indicate the power, and we have a speaker here. So we're going to turn this around. Now this is the original board for this machine. Not an upgrade board or anything like that. And this particular Classic was manufactured in March of 1993. And yeah, this should hopefully resolve our problem. Now, we will need memory, so let me bring out the set of memory I took from the other Classic. So we have 2 sticks of memory, and we have 1 stick of video memory. So we're just going to put this in. This is our video memory. Well, actually, let's put that in last, because it's very awkward to put that in until you have the memory in here. So, well, I mean, it's awkward to put the memory in until you have that in. Well, it's awkward to put the video memory in unless you put the memory in first. How about that? You know what I mean. Just there's an order to these things. Okay. Okay, so you can see I put the 2 memory modules on the left, and there's the video memory here. I don't believe there was any UI in 7. Oh, the control strip it did. Yeah, let's see. I forget what I had on here, if it was 8 or 7. I might be mistaken of what I had. Is that clean enough there? Let me just... I know I'm nitpicking this here, but I'm just there. That's alright. Okay, so... Yeah, well, you're not going to run 9 on this thing. Alright, so let's... let's turn this around here. Right. And we will face this towards the camera here. In fact, we can do a little better than that. Let me just adjust this carefully. There we go. Now, we will need a keyboard to test the power on functionality. So we have our keyboard cable here. Okay. Oh. We have our mouse. Let me get a power cable. Okay. And the system is currently, I can't even see. Currently off. Okay. So we have our plug in there. We have our keyboard here. Alright, so we're gonna flip it on, and we're gonna push the keyboard key. Let's hope this works. Maybe? Oh, there we go. We got a chime! How about that? That's awesome. Alright. Awesome. Here's our beautiful screen. I forget if this one has a hard disk in it. It bonged! Oh, we got a cursor. That's good. And we have a Happy Mac. Alright, it's rebooting. Maybe that was a system enabler kicking in there. Mac OS, there we go. Nice! Yes, that's a nice, loud and clear chime. Let's get a little closer to our friend here. Our friend has been through a lot today. You had a lot of nasty capacitors on you, didn't you? Don't worry. Oh, look! I love the little feet here. Little speakers. Thank you, thank you. Yes. Sweet. We're gonna play around with this. Yes, that's what I recall correctly about the system enabler, the rebooting. Well, now I'm confirming that it's correctly, but my tripod is a little lopsided here, to be honest with you. But I don't think I'm gonna be able to fix that here. Oh, Jay, nice. Way to go, Jay. This is taking its sweet time to boot up. I think, yeah. Yeah, I think this is the same hard disk that was in the other one. I mean, this is the same one that we showed up before. For sale? No, I'm not going to sell my little baby here. It's definitely slower. This 16 megahertz processor is definitely so slow. Yes, we are aware that the clock battery is not installed in this machine. Okay, very nice. The image almost looks a little darker. There we go. All right. And let's go to about this computer. We only have 10 megabytes of memory on system 7.6.1. Yeah, that's pushing it a little bit. Let's see if these buttons work. Yeah, there we go. That makes it brighter. And this will make it darker. It's actually hard for you to see that on the stream. So when you press the sound up and down, it will beep. And let's go to control panels. I think everyone knows what I'm about to do here. Let's go to sound. And let's go to our favorite sound. Nice. Eep. Yeah, the Color Classics are very popular machines, especially where you may not have a lot of space. But I am thrilled that this board is working, especially after all those disgusting capacitors that we had to take off of this thing. I mean, it just goes to show you that it is quite possible. This is a System 7.6.1. It is quite possible to bring these machines back from the dead if you are running into any issues with capacitors or anything like that, as long as they're not too far gone. So, let's see. Welcome to Macintosh. Do we have any fonts or maybe? Let's go preferences here. Eep! Thank you, Greg. Let's go to the lovely Chicago font. I am very much in love with the Chicago font. We'll say thank you, Greg, for the super chat. Everyone should subscribe to Greg's channel, which is Rutke Mods. It's very easy for me to do the board part of the Mystic upgrade. I don't know if I want to modify the CRT of this. Since I have two, I may do it in one, may do it in the other. But I'm not sure. Yes, this has the QuickCam extensions because I have a ConnectX QuickCam. I have two of them, but I think the caps have died on them, or leaked rather, because they don't seem to want to work. I was going to play around with the video of this, and now since this little beautiful guy is working, yay! I could do a bunch of videos I've been wanting to do. I've never even seen an Apple Lisa in person. I never touched one, never worked on one. Yeah. Yep. All right. Let's type up Jay a promo here. So, Jay runs the House of Moth, and you should also subscribe to his channel because he cleans puck mice like a pro. Jay has some awesome content on his channel as well. I suggest everybody click on Jay's username, the House of Moth there. And if you like cleaning puck mice, no, 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 it is not a burn, sir. Your puck mice video was very thorough. I watched the entire thing. The haters are going to hate. I like the puck mouse video. And Jay also recaps Xserve power supplies. Because my G3 Xserve power supply is bleh. And he fixed it. A G5, rather, Xserve power supply. That'd be cool if they made a G3 one. He fixed it, which was great. And, yeah, microphone giveaway. Oh, that's right, David. Alright, David didn't do a super chat, but that's okay. He's doing a microphone giveaway. So click on David's channel, and he has a microphone giveaway going on there. And that's going on very soon. It's a Blue Yeti microphone, which is great. I use one of those for my voiceovers. It works awesome. But yeah, let's see what else is on here. I don't think there's many applications on here. We were trying to get the internet to work before, and it didn't, unfortunately. But let's see. We got Jigsaw Puzzle, which is always a puzzle because I mean these things are always a little difficult. Creating puzzle. Oh, no, this one's the easy one. I thought it was a slider one. Start new puzzle. The sound was like very delayed. I always like doing this. I always like taking I can't even see what I'm doing here. Taking pieces and just putting them together. If I could get an example here. Here we go. So I always like doing this. I like taking a bunch of these, and I'll get to my point in a second. I'll show you. Well, we'll put that in the corner. How about that? Because that's sort of in the way there. And I didn't know for the longest time, but you could actually put your own picture in one of these puzzles, which is pretty cool. So it's a little late for a geography lesson here. There we go. And what I want to do here is, can I bring this up here? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I didn't know for the longest time that you could actually make your own puzzles with this by just grabbing a picture and putting it in there, which is neat. I really didn't know you could do that. I was like, what? How did I not know this? Right, so we're gonna get, there we go, this over here. This is such a small screen, it's a it's a little difficult to actually see. I'm right up against the darn thing too, so that's not exactly the best for, you know, anyone here, but there we go. There we go, and then this one goes right there. I know this is very exhilarating, but I want to show you what I'm talking about here, if I could. And I have like 2 inches of mouse space on this here. There we go. That's the one we want. See how this is sort of floating around as one piece? I swear the processor hates this. The processor hates this right now. It's like, what are you doing? I can't think. There we go. And then let's put this. Oh, hold on. There we go. So the idea here is obviously it's a puzzle, but what I wanted to show you is this. This is like I have this one giant piece now, and then I was like completing the puzzle that way. I don't know. It's just weird like that. Is that a stack of late 2008 MacBook batteries? Yes, it is, because that is weighing down the arm. They're all dead anyway, so I couldn't think of a better use for them, and I was trying to find something to weigh down the arm that my little microscope is on. Yeah, it was a perfect fit. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Let's see. Yes, the screen is a nice Sony. Yeah, now you see why people do the Mystic upgrade. It is a little sluggish. Yes, Bruce, it works. It works. And I must say, Bruce, if you rewind, I think I did a pretty sharp recapping job. It was very tidy. Maybe not perfect, but I think it was as close to perfect as I could have done. An iMac tray loader board is much larger than I think will comfortably fit in this machine unless you did some serious tearing about. But yeah, let's. I was gonna try and get the internet on this thing, but I didn't like before. The new solder tip worked beautifully, Bruce. I just have to get or find the tip for the flux. Now I'm gonna actually shut this down because I have another classic, and I want to put the board in there and just see if that classic works because I did not test that at all. So just put the board in at an angle. Easier said than done. So let's do that. Let's take this one down here. Let's make some room on the floor here because this is a heavy guy. Ugh. And this guy is coming over here. So exact same machine, but this one has a little QuickTime logo and a little sticker. I loved it. So let's take the board out. And here we go, Bruce. So here's my recapping job on the board. I think I did a pretty good job. Everything is, if the camera would want to focus, everything is pretty neat and tidy. As straight as I could get most of it, and the camera does not want to focus, of course. But I think I did a pretty good job. Especially compared to my first attempts here. No melted plastic. Yes, I'm very proud of that. So I'm going to turn this one around. And we're going to slide this board in there. And this Color Classic was manufactured in June of 1993. The other one was March. Okay. And we are going to do the same thing. We're going to actually, that's what I want to do. I want to plug the network card in here. May as well. Where's that network card? I had it over here. Here it is. So we have an Ethernet card. Why the heck not? Let's just plug it in. Yeah, these are quite heavy. Whoops, there goes the mouse. I'd say these are probably the heaviest compact Mac. Okay. All right. So let's plug this in here. All right. Let's turn this around. We have our Ethernet plug. We're going to plug in. We have our ADB keyboard plug we're going to plug in. And we have our power cord. Alright, so I don't know, the eMac is pretty heavy too, but yeah, I've never lifted a molar, but Greg has, so I would assume he knows. So this one I have not turned on in a while, and this thing is dusty. So just give this a very quick cleaning here. These are not in perfect condition by any stretch of the imagination, but of course the static electricity is not helping us. But anyway, let's turn this on and see if this one wants to power up as well. So same board, different case. Hey, how about that? Green LED on the front. We got a startup chime, or a bong as some of you would say. Bong. And the camera's going to decide if it wants to focus or not. Come on, focus, you silly camera. This is a Color Classic here. Show some respect. There we go. We have our cursor. Forget if there's a hard disk in here or not. We have a bit of a blue tint to the CRT. Maybe it just needs to warm up after 5 years of not being touched. I do not hear a hard drive. Yeah, I guess I could have just looked at the back. Oh wait, is the hard drive? No, I'm thinking of the. Yeah, I'm thinking of the LCs. Not really. Not really like this, but this is why we have SCSI 2 SD adapters. So let's turn this off. And I have this SCSI 2 SD adapter, and I will let's try and boot it off of that. Let me just make sure I get a SCSI cable here. So I don't know if the hard drive is stuck in here or if it never had a hard drive. I honestly cannot recall. Did anyone see the discoloring when he leaned on it? Well, when there's different lighting, you're going to see it looks a little different. These are not, it's not perfect. I'd say it's maybe a little yellowed, but... Okay, so let's plug in our cable here. Now, I don't know if this can power itself fully by the external connector. Let's see if that little SCSI 2SD adapter light comes on. So I carefully balance some things. If not, I'll have to plug an external power source in. 85 pounds, oh boy. Okay, now it doesn't want to turn on. Did I turn it on or off? Let's see. It is in the on position. Oh, that's kind of scary. It is now deciding. Let me just make sure I didn't accidentally unplug the keyboard. There it goes. I don't believe I could power this over the external SCSI, so I will need to bust out a power source for it. So let me do that. Let me shut this off. Have a look for yourself when you start it up. Tap the top a few times, see what the screen does. Oh! Well, that's a little worrisome. Bruce, is it going to explode on me? Because I would rather not have that. Let me just grab an external case here to power the SCSI 2SD adapter. If it is discoloring, is there anything I can really do about that, or am I just out of luck? Because that would stink, but I guess it could be worse. I know I'm balancing things here I shouldn't be balancing, but we don't have too much space on this desk with this big color classic here. Stop leaning on it. Okay, I will. An Apple network server is what an ANS is, and they are beautiful things. Okay, so let's turn this on. And turn this on. And turn the machine on. Whoa! You hear that? The hard drive tried to start up. That was loud. That was very loud. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that hard drive is toast. Oh, yeah, I have many, yeah, I'm leaning on it. It's okay. We're good. Yeah, there's a few different partitions on this Mac, so, yeah, I don't know if it's actually going to be happy with the SCSI 2 SD adapter. It's a very healthy sounding hard drive, yes. Yeah, how can I actually tell it to boot off of a different, off of a different partition because they're all in the same thing here. Oh wait, no, that's right. I'm using the wrong one. I am using the wrong one. Hold on. Let me get my little SD card box here. I also by now should have a floppy, but where did the version 6 go? Because the version 6 has a different SD card in there. And maybe I just put it over here. I'm always misplacing things on this desk. I'm terrible. I just saw it when I was going through my little box here. Here it is. Yeah, this has System 7.1 on it, so we will use this SD card. So let's turn the machine off. Screen is changing color. All right, I will take a look at the screen in 1 second. Oh, that hard drive sounds like it's trying. Well, it was. Oh wait, I don't even have this thing. I don't even have this external thing plugged into power, but it was powering the SCSI 2SD adapter. Huh. Okay. Whoa, what was that? Well, I restarted it. Maybe that was just funky. But it is getting power. Oh, you know what? Maybe that's just residual power from the capacitor. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Ah! System 7.1 does not work on this wall. I bet it's a system enabler that I have. That's probably the issue here. And I don't have a specific SD card just for this machine. So that's going to be a little problematic here. Let's see if I have a floppy here that we could use. Let's see. Enabler 401. Yes, unfortunately, I don't think I have. Well, let me see. System 7.5 install disk 3, 4, and 6. Yeah, that's going to help. Here's a Disk Tools disk. I wonder. That's a problem about having multiple operating systems on one SD card. Yes, I do have a 2010 Mac Mini. Well, it didn't like that now, did it? Dang it. I wonder what version of Disk Tools this was. Let's see. Yes, I am aware. Now, I do have another SD card here. I guess I could put an operating system on there, but it's kind of a pain to do that. Yeah, the CC is unhappy, but let's. I'm curious if that internal hard drive will just like magically spin up. Let's see. I mean, maybe it should need to be lubricated by itself. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Ah. Yeah, I haven't tested the card reader in mine. In fact, I actually forgot I had a card reader. I was using a USB card reader for a while. Alright, well, I'm not going to let this stand. We are going to... Well, no, actually, that would be a bit silly, because it's 1 a.m. I was going to say, we're going to get an operating system, we're going to put it on this classic, but we know it works. Just the hard drive is kaput, unfortunately. There's nothing really I can do to change that at this point. Yes, it is a quantum drive. Yeah, I do not hear the hard drive head seeking as well. Yeah, it's probably dead or close to it. That's what I would wager. I'm just gonna check, see if I have any discs here that maybe we have any disc tools or anything. I just wanted to see. Well, here's a recap sticker. I was trying to print out these recap stickers to put on my machines. I did not get to finish that. Let's see. A lot of these are earlier Macintosh, just like for the Mac Plus. So these would not be helpful here in this situation. Let's see. Before you install System 7.5, I'm finding more System 7.5 install disks. Funky I'm looking at the CRT now. Let me see if I notice any color shifting, because you guys keep mentioning it. On the stream, it looks like it's going from dark to light, but it's not. And Bruce sent me a file. I think Bruce wants us to get this working. Well, you know what, Bruce? For you, sure. Sure. So let's turn this off. I do not see any discoloration in the screen. And what I'm going to do is get this little Mac Mini stack operational here. Well, it is already operational, but what I'm going to do is plug this into our Tiger Mac Mini, which is at the top of the stack here. And we are going to just do a very quick file transfer, thanks to our friend Bruce here, who has graciously provided a system folder. And thank you to Bruce there. And so let's do that. So I have to go to iMessage here. Let's save this. And then let's alright, Scarlet Surface. Yeah, I'm not gonna stay up too much longer. I'm just curious if we get a system folder on here. Thank you. And so we're gonna connect to our Tiger Mac Mini over the network here. I have to type in the password. There's so much junk over the keyboard here. There we go. Alright, and we are going to just drag that system folder over. Okay, and now on this machine here, I'm going to remotely connect to that Tiger Mac Mini. There we go. And we are going to quit the software update because we do not need that. We have the SD card here, which is actually for my Mac Plus. It's only a 512 megabyte SD card, but yeah, what I'm going to do is just back it up and then we'll erase it because I'm not messing around with the Plus at this moment. And that's weird. It sort of ejected itself from the system. So let me unplug and plug this back in. The SD card reader I'm using on this is a little flaky. So, alright, so let's make a new image out of this. Read only. Mac Plus backup. This is February 24th, 2020. We'll save that. I don't think there's anything of importance on there, but just in case I wanted to revert that. Okay, cool. And now we're going to just go to that system folder that Bruce sent me. I should be able to just extract it with Stuff It Expander. Ah, okay. It's just the enabler. That's fine, Bruce. That is all I need. So I'm actually going to eject the Mac Plus card because that's not the one we want to use. Um, let's see. What's the earliest... As I throw the SD card around. What is the earliest system? Yes, I could do that. I could simply put the SCSI-to-SD adapter connected to the other Mac and drag the system enabler there. I could do that, and I just dropped the SD card in the back here. Let's just try and do this carefully without breaking anything this time. Yes, I could do that. If this doesn't work, I will do that. Okay. All right. So, yeah, System 7.1 is on this SCSI-to-SD adapter here. Let me just take a peek here. I had a screenshot of the operating system here. 7.1 with the system enabler. So I do have 7.1 here. If I drag the system enabler into the system folder, I should be okay, I hope. So let's try that. Let's go here. We're going to drag the system enabler and we're going to copy it to the system folder. Because I believe it was trying to start off with system 7.1, because that's on the first partition here. And we're going to get that SD card out. And we're going to plug that into the SCSI adapter here. And we're going to turn our Color Classic back on. And we'll probably hear our poor hard drive friend trying its hardest. It's interesting because the even with the external SCSI plug, you don't need power, at least on this machine, which is nice. Waiting for our SCSI-to-SD adapter light to go because I was just talking so nicely about it, and now it's not going. Maybe. Let's try restarting. Yeah, I'm not getting any lights on this. There we go. Now we get lights. Okay, SCSI-to-SD adapter is blinking. Hopefully. It will try and start up from System 7. Yes, there we go. Welcome to Macintosh. We are getting... The screen does have a very heavy blue. I'm not seeing any reds on the screen. At all. Yes. Oh, it's actually trying to read the hard disk, maybe. Oh, maybe that's just the extra partitions I have on here. Yeah, that's probably the extra partitions. Okay. Yeah, the color is very muted here. Yeah, it's a little concerning. Yeah, if I look at the Apple logo, well, let me see if I could. While my back was turned, it turned blue. I don't want to whack it. I don't want to harm this poor little guy. Bruce, I can't tell if you're. Oh, actually, there. The color is warmed up now because I actually see the color now. This is actually a greenish background, and we have a green up top on the Apple logo. So now it looks better, guys. So we see the Apple logo actually looks like an Apple logo. And yeah, that looks much better. Maybe it just needs to warm up. I mean, this thing hasn't been on for years. Years. All right. Well, let's go to our About This Macintosh. we have, look, it's identifying as a color classic, and it has such a cute little icon there. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. You love the popping caps. Yeah, I didn't. Oh, boy. Yeah, so thankfully, the recapping job worked great, JDW, I'm sorry. And, yeah, so we have our little classic here. And, yeah, I will, let me see if I can adjust the brightness here. Yeah, that's better. These buttons seem a little springier than the other ones. This case is in overall a little bit better condition. This thing was $40 at a yard sale about 10, 15 years ago. It came with the Mystic board too. I haggled the guy down. He accepted 40 for it. It was at the end of the day, he just wanted it gone. Oh, that's what we're changing right now, Jay. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so it was a pretty good steal, and I got another classic, a color classic too. So we were testing that out before. Now the colors are really sharp on this. I just think maybe this needed to warm up. Yeah, I did get some good deals at the radio department area of Akihabara when I was there, and what did I get? They were I guess they were doing some spring cleaning, and they were getting rid of some towers and stuff. I got a sealed zip disk. You probably know Ken there. He has a bunch of Macintosh stuff. I got some video game stuff there for $5 or $6. Just little things here and there. And he what did I get from him that was Macintosh related? I got like a third-party airport card there. Then I got an Airport Extreme card there. So it was nice. You know, I had to look around. It was definitely pricey, but yeah. So we got obviously this startup disc is not, you know, uniquely for 7, but do I have any games on here or anything? We have a 6100 hard disk image. Let's see if it'll read. Nope. It's nope. Backups. Performa. All right. Desktop files. Let's see if there's anything I could demo here or play around with. System 7.1 disks. Oh, that's not all of them. Wow. Okay. Oh no, I'm not doing the next board. It is 1 a.m. here. I have to go to work tomorrow, so I have to get up quite early. This is like literally just a basic System 7 install. There's like nothing on this system. Let's see if we could, you know, I could put some stuff on the system because we have a SCSI to SD adapter. Let me just shut this down real quick. And I'm going to take the SD card out. I just want to put some stuff on it so we can take a look at some things. Just really briefly here. Won't keep you guys too long. Let's see if that adapter wants to work in the back of this. Sometimes there we go. Sometimes I have to unplug the USB adapter and plug it back in. This time it wanted to work. Okay, so let's see. I have some old games and stuff on here, so let's see what we could drag on here. Oh, that might be fun to see if that works. I have to do a video on that anyway, so might as well drag that over. Ooh, Super Paint. That's a good one. And it's color, so why not? Let's see. Good night, David. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was playing around with all these games. Well, yeah, that we have to try. I think I expanded most of these, didn't I? Yes, I did. We're going to have some fun in a second, guys. I had to create an applications folder because one second. I know I'm quiet, but I'm working on something I think you all will enjoy. we go. And let's see, what else do I have on here that I could put onto this little Mac? No, the board in here is just the standard Color Classic board. That's the board I've recapped. So we don't have anything too special in there right now. It's just the original board that came with it. Now Bruce did a great video on his Mystic Classic, so he did a nice upgrade. I do have I think it's a 580 or 550 board that I did put in mine at the beginning of the stream, the last stream, just see if it worked. But yeah, let's just see. I'm just seeing that I have some games here, it looks like. And let's see if there's anything else we could play around with here. Let me just scroll down. I think that's about it. I think that's all I wanted to put here, right? So if I go to Documents, if I scroll down, that System 6 stuff, I don't really need that. Old Mac software, no, I already looked in that. I guess it's always nice to have the upgrade cards in there. Let's see if there's anything else I want to try. Now that's a whole CD-ROM. That would take forever. All right, well, let's just try what we have for now, and hopefully this will be enjoyable enough. So I'm going to put this SD card back in here. We're going to hear our hard drive friend whine, unfortunately. It's okay, friend. We know you're in pain. We're sorry. Go. Get a little bit closer here. The 2VX, my 2VX was purchased new and it was slow. Well, it doesn't like our... Let's reboot there. Sometimes it doesn't seem to like the SCSI adapter, but maybe that's just because the broken hard drive's confusing it. The hard drive is not as easy to get out on this machine as it is others. So, why do you not like my SCSI to SD adapter, friend, all of a sudden? I ejected the SD card, put it back in. Maybe that'll work. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I'm not going to take it apart to mess with the SCSI connector, but it was booting off the external one before, so hopefully that will... There we go. It's doing its blinking dance. Blink, blink, blink. There we go. You're wondering if that will improve performance. I'm not sure. We could try. Yeah, so this is just great. So let's view by name. Awesome. All right, so let's open up set date here. And let's fix the date. So this is February. And today is actually the 24th. The year is 2020. And the hour is 1. 24, 50. Let's just do, yeah, that's fine. Set and close. And yeah, so we have our date set properly. And yeah, so if I open this again, yep, it has the date correct. And I don't actually have the clock in the corner there. But here we go. There we go. It has the proper date. Let me try and move the camera a little bit closer. Let me bring this. It's a little hard here to do this. I don't have a lot of space here. But that is very cool. All right, so applications. Well, I took a bunch up here. Clean up. I didn't really do anything. As you can see, I took a bunch of stuff. So we have Tetris. I think there's a color version of this here. Yes, there is. Ah, disk error. What? Okay. That's, Alright, well, maybe it doesn't want to work. That's fine. Let's try something else. Mac Pong. Oh, what are you talking about, disk error? What are you... Are none of these going to work? What the heck? What the hell's going on here? Everything I copied over in no likey. What the? I'm a bit confused right now. Huh. I mean, the hard disk light is blinking. I don't know. I mean, the set date application opened. Maybe it doesn't like the time. Let me reboot. No, Jay, I'm not going to set it to 2040. You hear that noise? It was like... That was like I think the hard drive trying to do something again. No. I don't know why it doesn't like the other partitions, but... This machine is just being weird. Let's try something simple like disk copy. Yeah. Because a disk error occurred. Yeah, that's strange. What the heck? Well, it doesn't look like we're gonna make any progress with this tonight because nothing just seems to want to work here. But we were successful in booting up, so that's at least something. So that's not too bad. I do like this machine a lot. So can I open any control panels? That's a good question. So let's open up monitors. Yeah, monitors opens. We could go to black and white as you suggested. Nice crisp black and white. Virtual memory is off. RAM disk is off. 32-bit addresses is off. Yeah, down the road I'll probably play around with the hard drive. I probably have stuff on there, honestly. I think I did a fresh install of System 7.1 on one of these not too long ago, so I wouldn't be surprised if it just the head stuck or something. Let's see if Reader Rabbit wants to work. No, what the heck, man? Yeah, it does not seem any faster. Let's see if the puzzle works. Yeah, I think it's just everything that was on the SCSI 2 SD adapter. It does not... Well, everything's on the SCSI 2 SD adapter, actually. It just does not seem to want to work, which is a little confusing. We have our puzzle. This is the difficult one. This is the annoying one. I remember getting this like once or twice. I always end up screwing myself over, and yeah, we're not going to do that. let's at least try and change. Oh, you know what? We could do that. We could go scrapbook. There's some stuff in there. What an unpleasant noise. It's like a cricket. Memo. Sales. About the Finder. Yes, I actually work at a software company, and I do product documentation and release notes and all that fun stuff. So I should probably be awake for that. But yeah, I guess this is working pretty well, all things considered. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Good night, Charlie. So yeah, I guess we could call that a success. So about 2 hours to get the caps off, and well, we did other stuff too, and it wasn't that long to recap this thing. But I think it's in great condition here. I of course want to get this with a better system on here, so we could play around with that Ethernet card and stuff, because at this point in time, can't really do too much. Everything just sort of doesn't want to work. But yeah. But we have we could print to our image writer. I'm not gonna do that. I'll wake up the missus and she'll be very upset at me. But it's gonna appear on my desktop at least. But yeah, so I've had fun tonight. I hope you did. She has various opinions on it. We'll just leave it at that. At least they're down here and not upstairs. That's why I'm in the basement. Oh boy. Yes, thank you. I'm glad this seemed to work this time around. So I'm gonna shut this little guy down for tonight. Bill checks. Yes, well, those printers still work. Now I'll give you a preview of the next machine I'm going to tackle. Let me just unplug this before I show you that. I went to unplug the SCSI connector and the whole board came out. Dana. Okay, so we're going to put this little color classic down here. Okay, and the next machine I will probably be recapping, because I recapped a Quadra 610, and this is a Quadra 605. It's a very similar style case to an LC, but has a nice curved bezel in the front. I believe this actually turns on. Yeah, it just doesn't have a hard disk in there. But nothing has really leaked or anything. It seems to work fine. The PSU is bad, so we do have to recap that. I have to order them. Yeah, so this is, Bruce is saying, LC475 plus Ethernet. Yes, so actually the RAM, is that the RAM or the VRAM? I think that's the video memory. Actually, hold on, let me double check. No, I think this is the main memory, but this is all disgusting inside, so I have to clean that up. That looks a little rough. But the board looks to be in pretty good shape, but of course we want to fix any potential issues before they happen. I did find out something interesting about monitors today. I had thought that my Macintosh 2SI would work fine in some of my Macintosh monitors. It turns out that some of them require different syncing on different video frequencies. Where's my adapter? I was going to show you a plug. Maybe I lost it. No. Maybe it's over here. Let me just find it real quick, because otherwise it's going to be hard for me to explain without a visual. Here it is. So, some of the earlier Macintoshes, especially the built-in video, sync on different colors. And I found this adapter. I actually got it from someone who was selling a bunch of stuff, and they just included some bonus stuff with me in the box. And I didn't know what the adapter was for until I ran into this issue, and I'm like, oh, let me try it, and it fixed it. So here's a VGA cable, of course. Here's your standard VGA to DB15. Now here is a DB15 female to a DB15 male. And this was just sealed in a little bag. It just has a part number on it. I'm thinking, what the heck does this do? Well, when you use this adapter, I believe it changes like the sync on green or whatever that command is for the monitor. Because with this adapter, yeah, let me actually show you real quick. It's easier than explaining. Let me get the machine. So here's the machine I was talking about. This is a Macintosh 2SI. I'll take the top off here. Bruce, would that system enabler being in this a little on the SCSI adapter be problematic? Well, we don't actually need an adapter, but I actually put the 4 megs of RAM in here from the Macintosh 2. This is a nice machine. I recapped this. I recapped this, so it looks pretty good. We have 4 megabytes of RAM. We have an Ethernet card in the back, which is nice. Power supply still works. And what I'm going to show you is the video issue I was having. And basically, you need this little adapter on the end of this, otherwise you get no video signal, is what I learned. No, it'll be fine. Okay, perfect. So we will be able to boot up, actually. Maybe this will want to go online. Well, it'll be interesting to see if I boot this up, if we have those same disk issues that we had with the other. But let's get our cable situated here. And after this, we're going to call it a night. But I just wanted to show you some things here. All right. And our ADB port is actually on the left-hand side here. I should have some bins underneath here. Thank you, Bruce, for confirming things this evening. You've been most helpful. Okay. We'll plug our mouse in also. And we will, let's see, plug this in here. Let's see if we need this power adapter. I might as well plug it in just in case. Okay, now just going to sit there, and we will need a power cable. Now the display that this is going to be on is this, so I apologize if it's a little further away. But I'm going to plug our power cable into here. Okay, and we're going to switch our input here. I'm going to turn it on. Ah, it's a nice chime. Okay, so we have our screen. So without that little pass-through adapter, we wouldn't get a screen, though. There we go. Welcome to Macintosh. Okay, don't worry, Pseudos. Whatever time works for you, I'm sure we can figure something out. Okay, yeah, so it still did the weird reading thing, but System 7.1, full 5 megabytes of memory. Let's see if we can turn on some color here. There we go. There's some color. Oh, thank you, JDW. That's very nice. And let's see. Let's change the Oh, you know what? That's what I want to do. I want to see if any of... well, let's change the background first, because the gray is kind of boring. There we go. Nice blue. Let's see if any of these applications here want to work. They didn't on the Classic. Let's open up Mac Bandit. No, same thing. Okay, maybe it's the format of the disk or just the way I copied things over or something. But, okay. Well, that's alright. Yes, I think the little fan in... here, let me bring you a little closer here. So we have a little fan there. And, yeah, it makes a little bit of a noise there. But we do have our memory slots full. So we have 4 megabytes of memory. I believe there's 1 meg built into the onto the system there. So a total of 5 megabytes. And we have our SCSI 2 SD adapter up front, of course. We have a floppy drive. I believe this works. Let's give it a test here. Just actually, where's that Disk Tools disk that I was trying before? Yeah, let's see what's actually on here. Ain't no party like a floppy party. It can't read it. Well, yeah, let's put a blank disk in there. Okay, let me just try one more. I might have to clean the heads here. Nope, that worked. Before you install. Safe install utility for System 7. Let's see if that opens. Yes, it's a 10 base Ethernet, I believe. I have to show you this graphic. This is pretty cool. Welcome to the Safe Install Utility. Identifies personal... Yes, this, I'm not going to run this. This would just see if anything in my system folder was incompatible with System 7.5. But since we don't have anything really on the system, we're not going to bother doing that. But that's pretty neat. Good to know that the floppy disk drive does indeed work. If I had the right disk images here... Oops, I dropped a disk. If I had the right disk images, I'd make some Disk Tools disks. But we'll do that another time. That will be for another episode. But... yeah, I guess that's about it. We've been streaming a lot today, and I need to get some sleep. But it's been a pleasure. I'm very, very excited that we got our Color Classic working. I have Mac SE I want to try and recap. Not recap, but see what's wrong with it. It sort of went garbled, and I have to find the picture of the sad Mac I took of it. Let me shut this down here. And I said shut down. What are you restarting for? Okay. Oh, thank you, Jay. I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe I clicked restart by mistake. We'll find out in a second. That's a little concerning. Thankfully, this SD adapter is pretty darn quick. Yeah, let's cancel. Cancel. Yeah, I have some smaller SD cards that I just want to set up as different systems. So, shut down. Okay, we're going to manually turn you off. So, the power button on the back seems to be weird. It seems to restart the machine, not turn it off. So, that's probably an issue with the power supply that we'll have to fix when we cross that bridge. Yes, the 2SI has been recapped. And I didn't do too bad of a job on it, I don't think. But the power supply has not. So, that's definitely something that we'll have to address at one point, because it does power on, but when I push the power on button, it restarts the machine, and then when I go to shut down from the system menu, it starts back up. So I'm assuming that could be a power supply issue. Hopefully it's not a logic board issue. I'm trying to take this cable out of the SCSI adapter, but that's a little frustrating. Come on. There we go. Okay. I need to clean some connectors there. But yeah, that's there. Yes, I believe the power supply is the issue there. That's why I have not snapped on this case fully, because I know I'm gonna open this up again. I do need a list of the capacitors for that power supply though, because I need to place an order of capacitors for probably the analog board for my Classic and my Classic 2 and my SE. Maybe some of the LCs. Maybe, I don't know if there's any capacitors in the video or analog board for the Color Classics. If I need to, I'll order 2 sets of those. Just put this back over here. Alright, so this was thankfully a successful stream today, and I thank you everybody for watching. It's been a lot of fun. I'm glad we got these Color Classics to work. I will be doing the other board at one point in time, so I'm sure a lot of caps will explode again, so if you like that sort of stuff, tune in. And I should probably make some system floppy disks too, because that's going to be helpful in testing these machines. But I hope everybody has a good night, and thank you for tuning in. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. Thank you for everyone who likes and subscribes to this video. If you didn't like the video already, please do that if you'd like. And what else did I want to say? I forgot. How about that? Oh, that's right. If you want to follow me on Instagram or Twitter, the handle is Mac84TV. So it's been fun. I'm going to awkwardly hit that end stream button, as I always do, and we'll see if it works. Thanks, everybody. Take care.